It's March 2nd, 2023, and we're at MacArthur BART Station, just north of Oakland. Today we're catching a BART train to the northeast corner of the system, to Antioch. From Antioch, we'll take Amtrak's San Joaquins back to Oakland. The purpose of this trip is twofold. On March 5th, Amtrak will introduce the Venture cars, which at the time of editing this video have already been introduced onto the system. This trip was to guarantee that I got to ride the Amtrak Bi-level cars on the San Joaquin service before the Venture cars were introduced. To get to Antioch, we have to get off of normal BART and get onto E-Bart. When BART expanded into Contra Costa County, the county wasn't willing to put up the full amount of money required to run electrified BART to Antioch. This was their solution. They used a standard gauge diesel extension to BART and a cross-platform transfer in Pittsburgh. Passengers get off of regular BART and get onto E-Bart. The trains are two-car Stadler GTWs, which honestly are more comfortable than the regular BART trains. At the time of recording this video, the BART schedule was not synced with the E-Bart schedule, and one E-Bart would depart for every two BART trains that arrived at the transfer platform. This meant I had a 9-minute wait for my E-Bart connection, and soon I was in the Antioch Amtrak station, which was about a 5-minute Uber from the Antioch BART station. There was an hourly bus that ran between the two, but I was already late and I was probably going to miss my train. We're now aboard Amtrak 713 with service to Oakland, California. Our train is just shy of half an hour late, and our trip will take just over 1 hour. This train started in Bakersfield, making its way up to Stockton before turning west towards Antioch. Amtrak San Joaquins trains use the California Northern set of rolling stock, which is very similar to the Superliner stock used on long-distance trains. Seating is in a very plush 2x2 configuration with 4-seater table seats and airline-style seats interspersed throughout the cab. Our train is formed of 5 cars, the first car being a Comet car not open to the public, and 4 California cars, one of those being a cab car, 2 being coach cars, and 1 being a cafe car. Amtrak California cars have automatic doors, which differs from Amtrak Superliner cars. This allows for faster boarding. Inside the cafe car, Amtrak serves a variety of hot meals, cold meals. They also serve breakfast and many drinks, including beer and wine. Amtrak California trains have different menus depending on the route. The Capital Corridor, San Joaquins, and Pacific Surfliner trains differ slightly, with notable differences being different types of wine offered depending on the regions traveled. In my experience riding on Amtrak's California trains, there's typically either a upstairs or downstairs lounge car. I've only really seen the upstairs lounge cars on San Joaquin's trains, although I've occasionally seen them on Capital Corridor trains. All the Surfliner trains that I have seen have the lounge on the bottom. Relevant to note that the new Venture cars will, for some time, not have a lounge car at all. The new venture cars are actually serving small snack boxes, but there is no options for hot meals or complete food on those new cars. Taking a look around the passenger compartment, there is a airline style type baggage rack on the top. It's the only time I've ever seen this on a train. And now we're getting a look at some of the airline style seats aboard this car. Starting at the top, there are two reading lights that barely function. I usually don't see these function at all, so the fact that one turned on was surprising. There is a window shade and a singular outlet. That means that the person on the aisle will have to share with the person on the window, as there's only one outlet. There's a very, very generous tray table with a drink holder and a net mesh on the bottom with a safety information card. Looking further towards the bottom, there's a footrest, and the seat offers a generous recline. Although not nearly as spacious as Amtrak's long-distance trains, there's still plenty of legroom, something I would rate equivalent to business class on a European train or business class on an airline.
There is another incoming train. They are aware that we have our passengers crossing over, so please we'll look both ways.
The rain begins to pick up as we approach our next station of Martinez, a major transportation hub in the area. Martinez also serves as the gateway to Napa Valley and a lot of the wineries just north of the bay. Our next stop is Richmond, providing the only direct connection to BART, as the Oakland station is about a 15-minute walk from the nearest BART station. After our stop in Emeryville, we pass through the Oakland Yard, which services the San Joaquins and Capital corridors, as well as the California Zephyr. This set of tracks is quite busy. Of course, you get an array of freight trains from Union Pacific's Martinez sub, as well as getting 4 Amtrak long-distance services a day, the north and southbound Coast Starlight and the east and westbound California Zephyr. You also get around 12 to 14 Capital Corridor trains and around 6 to 10 San Joaquins trains. Now's a good time to mention that additional Comet car that sits between the locomotive and the 4 bi-level cars on all Amtrak San Joaquin services. The Amtrak San Joaquins runs along the BNSF right-of-way. This BNSF right-of-way has a minimum train length restriction. Any trains of a shorter length are actually required to do less speed. Therefore, Amtrak needs to lengthen its trains in order to meet this train length requirement. This requirement is in place because of certain railroad crossings along the BNSF right-of-way that BNSF is concerned may not activate in time due to the shorter train length. Approaching Oakland, Amtrak does a very interesting run through a street running section in the middle of Oakland. It passes right by Jack London Square, which is on the bay. Our train now pulls into its final station stop of Oakland, roughly 20 minutes late. All Amtrak San Joaquins trains do terminate here in Oakland, but a small number of Capital Corridor trains do continue south to San Jose. On the opposite track, a Capital Corridor train proceeds north to Sacramento. Outside of our train now in Oakland, we get one last look at our train before it returns back to the Amtrak Oakland yard. I've said many times that Amtrak's California service is very underrated. The seats and general layout of the coaches is extremely comfortable for long journeys, and the Amtrak Cafe car makes it a really great choice for taking any trip around California. It's something that I would like to do more as I plan a full trip to Bakersfield on the Amtrak San Joaquins. Thanks for joining me on my weird, kind of interesting journey to the North Bay on E-Bart and then back down on Amtrak to experience the bi-level cars before the Venture cars entered service 3 days after recording this video. I'm planning a Amtrak San Joaquins full ride. Hopefully, I'll get the new Venture cars when I do that. To be notified of when I post that video, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.